Deep into the eyes, read them like a book. Trapped inside a prison, gotta free them like a crook. Make off with the loot, made off for the joke. Treated like these cowards never needed what we took, and we repeat it like a hook. Caught in the deep, come back like Wheezy. Card 3, sensation. Wait, then pause the beat. Eyes don't lie, truth still hard to see. They're begging me to show them, they're saying that I owe them, but I'll never give it up. Not for you, not for no one. Foreign ride, touring, soaring, open road, exploring.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Bloodline Bets. It's your boy EJ. I'm riding solo today. It's just going to be me and y'all. We're going to be breaking down the NFL draft. I can't wait for this. It's the best time of the year. We are just days away from the NFL draft. I'm going to be talking about wide receivers specifically on today's episode. I'm going to give you all my top 10 in the 2026 draft. I'm going to break down some of my favorites, let you know exactly why I've ranked them the way I have. Let me know in the comments what you think. But before we jump into the episode, please hit that like button. Please share. It helps grow the content. I'm going to have some quarterback breakdowns coming for you. My running back breakdowns are already out, so please check those out on the channel. I'm going to have the tight end breakdowns coming out later today as well, so stay tuned. We got a lot of content coming your way. And in post-draft, we're going to be breaking down where these players land. We all know your landing spot can drastically change the outcome, especially for fantasy football. So without further ado, let's jump right into my top 10. Kicking things off with my top 10 list, 2026 wide receivers. Can't wait for these prospects to be drafted and see where their landing spots are and how they turn out. But here's my list pre-draft. I got none other than Carnell Tate coming off the board at number 1. Fantastic receiver at Ohio State. At number 2, you can see on the screen, I got Jordan Tyson. Everybody's pretty high on him too. He's got an uber talent, crazy route running. So he should be on people's top 2 to 3 list. Other than him, I got Mekhi Lemon, beast out of USC. People love his tape and his game. Number 4, I got a personal favorite, OCJ, my boy Omar Cooper Jr. At number 5, I got KC Concepcion, another favorite there on a lot of top 10 lists. At number 6, I'm going with my boy Denzel Boston out of Washington. At number 7, we got Chris Bell. At number 8, Jacoby Lane, another USC talent there. At number 9, I'm going with my boy Deion Burks. Blew away the combine running 4.31 speed. And number 10, to wrap up my top 10 list, I'm going with Elijah Surratt, Mr. Back Shoulder himself. Now let's check out why I'm breaking these guys down where they're at and what I like about each player and why I ranked them the way I did. All right, kicking things off with Carnell Tate, the stud out of Ohio State. He had a fantastic 2025 season. He's an absolute threat. Every time he's on the field, he stretches the field. He's a deep threat. I know there was some disappointment with his pro day. I think he ran a 4.5. People were disappointed. They thought he should get into 4.4s, but the tape don't lie. The man is consistently separating. He's able to get downfield against what you would consider faster corners. So Carnell Tate, to me, he's my number 1. He doesn't have the injury concerns as some of the other players. He is a big body receiver. He does have the production to show it. I just think he's a very smooth route runner that shows that he can create separation regardless of that high-end speed. He reminds me of a George Pickens mixed with like a T. Higgins. We all know T. Higgins has been super productive, even though he ran a bit slower at the combine. So you can see that speed doesn't need to translate to everything when you have savvy route running, good hands, that leaping ability, and just great at separation. And that's exactly what I see from Carnell Tate. On the flip side here, for number 2, I got Jordan Tyson. I think he's a really talented wide receiver, like freaking talented. This guy reminds me of like a bit of Odell Beckham Jr. He's got the crazy juke moves. He's got kind of like the crazy legs. He runs a little bit unorthodox, but he has a very unique style of getting open. I think he might be the best route runner in this draft overall. But we all know the concerns when it comes to Tyson is his injuries. Last season was cut down short. He had one of his junior seasons cut down to a knee injury as well. So he's been battling hamstring. He had the knee injury. He had the collarbone. That was a bit of a freak accident. But overall, he's super talented. I really like his game. He's got a really high ceiling. It's just the injury concerns with him at the end of the day. But both receivers are fantastic. They should probably both be drafted within the first top 12 to 15 of this draft. I think undeniable, everyone's list is going to have either Carnell Tate or Jordan Tyson at the top of the list. All right, moving on to number 3 and number 4 of this wide receiver class. I absolutely love these two receivers. I think they can absolutely break out and be the top 2 wide receivers of this draft class if everything breaks their way. Number 3 was uber productive at USC, an absolute dog on the field, none other than Mekhi Lemon. I love his game tape. A lot of people are comparing him to an Amon-Ra St. Brown. I do see a lot of the similarities, besides the fact that they both play at the same school. I think he's a fantastic slot receiver that will make a lot of his money in the NFL being a slot receiver. Acceleration is high end. Once he gets the ball, he can accelerate and just take off down the field. He's really shifty in the open field too. Like if there's just the one guy trying to tackle him, good luck with that. Not only is he strong, he is pretty shifty, super productive, averaged about 90 yards a game at UFC this year. So that's going to translate really well to the NFL. I could see him being actually the top fantasy option in this draft class and being the number one receiver fantasy wise coming off the board, especially if he lands with the LA Rams, which people expect him to do. So Makai Lemon, fantastic talent. I think he'll be really productive. So he's my number 3. And number 4, man, that's my boy OCJ, Omar Cooper Jr. Loved his game tape. Pretty much fell in love with him watching the tape of Mendoza. Kept coming back to who is number 3. Who's this receiver making all these back shoulder catches, breaking tackles? He's got a really good low center of gravity. He can break tackles in the open field. He's a lot faster than he looks. Strong hands. Got that Gumby type body type where he can make crazy catches and adjust his feet and get him on the ground, even though it looks like there's no possibility to do so. We all saw that in one of the biggest catches of the year. He's super productive in big games. You saw they were able to go all the way to the national championship and get it done. So Omar Cooper Jr., he's my number 4 on the list. I think he's going to be an absolute pro at the next level. I comped him to like an Anquan Bolden. Not exact. I think he's a little bit shiftier, a little faster than Anquan, but both of them are super tough receivers that I think, he can have that type of career at the next level. All right, number 5 on my list. He could be number 1 or number 2 or number 3 on a lot of lists. This guy was absolutely amazing this past season. He's got a lot of skills. He's got a lot of electricity. None other than KC Concepcion. Even the name is kind of cool. I think it's going to flash at the next level. You never know. Those things matter when you're selling jerseys. He has elite versatility. He's very productive after he transferred to Texas A&M. Excellent in the return game. That translates to the NFL if you're trying to get on the field early as a rookie. If you can show up on special teams, you're going to get a spot on the field. I think he could be the wide receiver 1 of this class if everything breaks his way. He's got that type of talent. I see a Zay Flowers with a bit bigger, stronger body. And that's no slight to Zay. I think Zay is amazing. That's just the type of ceiling I see for Concepcion. He's amazing. I think this guy can translate very, very quickly to the NFL. The biggest knock on him is dropping the ball, which, hey, you're a wide receiver, you got to catch the ball. Dropping is that's a no-no. He did improve that over time, not significant enough to make sure that we can say he has great hands. But the weird thing with him is he catches some of the most difficult passes and then drops some of the easiest. So I think it's a concentration thing more than a talent thing. I think he's going to absolutely boom at the next level. So number 5 for me is KC Concepcion. Number 6, I got a different type of receiver, but still very productive in his time at Washington, and that is my boy Denzel Boston. I think he's very talented. I think he can hit the ground running as a day 1 X receiver on many NFL rosters. Now, the knock on him is speed. They don't think he has enough breakaway speed, but with the way he plays the game, he is one of those 50-50 catch contested players. He high points the ball. He might have the best hands in the class. It's between him and Makai Lemon. They don't drop passes. Denzel Boston will not drop passes. He didn't do so at the collegiate level. I don't think he'll do so at the NFL level. He reminds me of, let's say, like a Nico Collins mixed with a Michael Pittman Jr. Not necessarily a top-end speed, but definitely the big body receiver that can battle for all those 50-50 catches, and they're more like 90-10 when he's making the plays. He has decent route running that I think he can improve at the next level. So David Boston, that's my number 6. I think he will be a late first-round pick or early second-round pick in the upcoming draft. 7 on my list is none other than Chris Bell out of Louisville. Man, watching his tape, I just had one word to say, and that's a bad man. I guess it's 2 words. But yeah, that boy can play. Shout out to Chris Bell. He reminds me of Debo. He has a lot of Debo-esque skills. He might even be a little bit better at the catch point. I thought he was excellent on crossing routes, excellent in just the tunnel screens, wide receiver screens, end arounds, just trying to get the ball in this man's hands at any point on the field was going to make him a threat. He is elite acceleration. If he gets the ball and sees a hole, he's going to accelerate through that hole and absolutely take off to the house. He's got breakaway speed at top tier here in this class. So I absolutely love Chris Bell's tape. I think depending on what roster he gets on, hopefully it's the Birdman here. I think he can absolutely hit the ground running. If he gets an opportunity to get on the field early, Chris Bell is going to be an absolute steal. I think he'll be a mid-round pick, or let's say second round, third round pick, depending on how scouts are seeing him. But I think he's an absolute stud. So he makes number 7 on my list. And then number 8 is another wide receiver I think has absolute wide receiver 2 capabilities coming out the gates, and he has an elite ceiling. I don't know if other people see his tape that way, but that 2024 tape on Mr. Jacoby Lane out of USC was something special. It was highlight after highlight after highlight. This kid plays the game like a basketball player, I would say. He'll box you out. He'll high point the ball. He has some of that Drake London to him. He's not quite the London coming out of college as London was coming out, and we know he landed in Atlanta as a top 10 pick. But this kid does have that type of talent where he can shine at the next level. He does have the elite ceiling, in my opinion. That basketball body and that speed mixed with his height and his acceleration, along with the catch point, it's exceptional. He played through a broken foot in 2025, didn't quite have the season he had in 2024, but it was still very productive. So he's got to make my top 10. I got Jacoby Lane out of USC as number 8 on my list. And if it wasn't for an injury, who knows? He could have been even higher. All right, to cap off my top 10, I got 2 more receivers I'm really excited about. Like I said earlier in the video, this is a deep class. We do have a lot of wide receiver 2 potential receivers in this draft class. We just don't have that uber top end talent. So number 9, I got my boy Deion Burks out of OU. Absolutely loved his tape. One of the most electric tapes in the class. He makes big play after big play, and he did so against big teams, ranked defenses. So that definitely caught my eye. Whenever you can make big plays against the top talent on the other side of the field, you're going to be someone that I'm going to definitely check a box there and notice your talent. He has game-breaking speed. He ran a 4.31 at the combine. So Deion Burks can absolutely blow the lid off of a defense. He makes some of the toughest, most acrobatic catches out of anyone in this class. He's extremely elusive. If you go back to his 2023 tape at Purdue, he was absolutely stellar. He was dominant there. He was killing the production there with a different scheme, different quarterback. And then you put on his 2025 tape at OU, did the same thing there. His drops were bit of a concern coming back to 2023, 2024, but over time, each season, he definitely improved on the drop rate. So that's a huge plus to me. I'd say the biggest knock on him is he just disappears in certain games. There's a few games where he just had very minimal production. So I'd like to see him be a little bit more consistent with that. But outside of that, I think if he gets a little stronger, he's going to be absolutely stellar at the next level. Deion Burks, that's my number 9 for this draft. Shout out to him. Can't wait to see him ball out at the next level. And then number 10, this is Mr. Back Shoulder himself, Elijah Surratt. This guy caught more back shoulder catches than anybody in college football. You'd swear he had eyes in the back of his head. I think he led the nation this year with 15 touchdowns. So him and Mendoza were actually super special, just connected. If you can lock down that back shoulder connection, you're almost unguardable. He doesn't have that top end speed, but he didn't need it. He was savvy in his routes, strong at the catch point. He reminds me of, let's say, like another Michael Pittman. I know we made that connection earlier, but he has some of that in him too. So you don't always have to be like the fastest guy to get open. If you have savvy route running, if you're strong at the catch point, that's exactly what he is. He's also a red zone threat. He's a touchdown maker at Indiana. He helped them all the way to a championship this year. And in his past seasons, he was still doing that same thing. Very consistent, very productive. I don't think he has a super high ceiling, but he is one of those wide receivers that I think will come into the NFL and be exactly kind of what he was in college. I don't know if he's going to get a lot better, but he's going to be consistent, and you can rely on Elijah Surratt. So he rounds out my top 10. I think he's going to be great at the next level and very consistent, and he'll probably be a good mid-round pick for somebody like a Los Angeles Chargers or someone that's just not trying to take too many shots but wants some consistency in their offense. He'll be definitely one of those players for you. And just to give you guys an honorable mention, I know I gave you my top 10. This guy nearly cracked my top 10. I think he will be an absolute stud at the next level, a steal in this draft, and that's Skylar Bell. I think Skylar Bell is an absolute gem. Kid is extremely impressive, very productive, had a huge 2025 season, had over 1,000 yards. So I think he will join the NFL in this upcoming draft as a mid-round pick and be an absolute stud. I think he will fall because of the competition and where he played. There's not a lot of eyes on UConn, so he may slip through the cracks. But Skylar Bell is a stud. If you can get your eyes or you get your hands on him, that will be an absolute steal. Well, that concludes this episode of Bloodline Bets, our NFL wide receiver 2026 draft rankings. I got some more rankings already posted. Please check them out on our site here. Give us a like, give us a follow, subscribe to the channel. You'll be able to check out all our videos. We're doing breakdowns on quarterbacks. We're doing breakdowns on running backs, tight ends, and then post-draft analysis as well. So check us out. We got a lot of content coming your way. But for now, that's it for us. Take care.
Deep into the eyes, read them like a book. Trapped inside a prison, gotta free them like a crook. Make off with the loot, made off for the joke. Treated like these cowards never needed what we took, and we repeat it like a hook. Caught in the deep, come back like Wheezy. The card 3, sensation. Wait, then pause the beat. Eyes don't lie, truth still hard to see. They're begging me to show them, they're saying that I owe them, but I'll never give it up. Not for you, not for no one. Foreign ride, touring, soaring, open road.